fear is extraordinarily contagious. And we saw that in September of 2008 like we've never seen it before in financial markets.
Contagious.
On Saturday, I had a long-standing commitment to go to Edmonton, and my wife and I went up with another couple, and we checked into our hotel room about 6 o'clock or so.
Long-standing commitment.
And amazingly, I got a call. I didn't think anybody knew I was there. I said, I'm going to this performance with another couple. Send me a fax, describe exactly what you want, and tell me how much you will pay. So I came back from the performance and no fax. And so I called the manager of the hotel. I said, there must be a fax someplace. And he said, no, there's no fax. And I couldn't figure that out. Well, they called me on a cell phone, which I didn't, I had a little flip phone, which I still have. And it was beyond my technical comprehension to figure out that's what they'd done, because actually they said they'd send a fax. And the following summer, I was arriving in Sun Valley with my daughter, and she said, there's a message on your phone. I said, I don't know how to bring it up, and so she brought it up for me. And of course, it was a message from that Saturday night saying, call us and do this or that, so it's a little bit late.
So you don't think the message would have changed?
No, I could not make a commitment like that. This is a 10K that Lehman Brothers, and this goes back a little before the panic. Lehman was looking for money at that time, and they approached Berkshire. I came down to the office at night and made these little notes on here of things that were red flags, and you'll see a number of pages here. And you had to get to page 150 or 200, but there was clearly a lot of trouble there. By the time I got through, I decided that we were not in a position to lend money to Lehman.
How are you feeling?
How do you think?
On Lehman weekend, on Friday, preceding the weekend, I got a call from AIG, and AIG was going to run out of money the following week. They'd done some very foolish things in their financial products operation. So I looked at this and finally decided that there was no way that I could come up with a cash offer that could be done in the following week, or really probably the following month. So I called him back late that night. I wanted to convey to him promptly that I just wasn't a prospect.
Convey to him.
I came back on Sunday. I got a long, previously scheduled dinner, but before we'd gone, I was still getting more calls on AIG, and I went through dinner. I think I behaved reasonably well. I was still wondering what was going on, obviously, with AIG in New York. But there was nothing to be done. AIG was just going to run out of money, big time, in the next day or two, and Lehman was going to go under unless something was happening that I didn't know about. One of the lessons of the 2008 and 9 experience, well, really the 2008 experience, was the fact that every company in the United States was a domino, and those dominoes were placed right next to each other. So when they started toppling, everything was in line, and they were very, very close to it. And it's really like the old movies, you know, where there's a run on the bank.
It's getting so a guy's money ain't safe unless it's in his sock.
If you have a run on a bank and there's a big line in front of the bank and you've got your money in that bank, you're going to get in line.
Get in line.
And if the president of the bank comes out and says, our capital ratio is 13%, you don't care, because you don't know what a capital ratio is, and you don't know whether he knows what one is, and you know he's probably lying to you. A company like Lehman or any major financial institution depends on people being willing to do business with them tomorrow and lend them money tomorrow and take their word the next day. And nobody has to do business with Lehman or any other institution. Once they lose confidence, it's all over.
During the financial crisis in September 2008, fear spread rapidly, and companies such as Lehman Brothers and AIG faced severe liquidity shortages. Warren Buffett received a request for financial assistance from Lehman, but he refused support after determining that there were many problems with their financial situation. AIG was also facing a serious cash shortage and was at risk of collapse within a few days. Buffett points out that one of the lessons from 2008 was that American companies were in a domino-like state, closely interconnected with each other. Once trust is lost, transactions stop, and a chain reaction of collapse occurs. This situation is similar to a bank run, where people prioritize the safety of their own funds over technical explanations such as capital ratios. Lehman Brothers and other financial institutions depended on gaining people's trust to continue doing business with them the next day. However, once trust is lost, no one will do business with them anymore, and that's the end. This crisis had a severe impact on the entire American economy. Let's take a closer look at the actions Warren Buffett took during 2008. In September 2008, the collapse of Lehman Brothers triggered a global financial crisis. While many investors were gripped by fear and withdrawing funds from the stock market, Warren Buffett maintained his contrarian stance. Buffett, following his investment philosophy of be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful, made bold investments during the crisis. On September 23, 2008, Buffett, through his holding company Berkshire Hathaway, invested $5 billion in Goldman Sachs, which was facing difficulties. This investment took the form of preferred stock paying a 10% annual dividend, along with warrants to purchase common stock, on very favorable terms. In October, Buffett made a similar investment of $3 billion in General Electric GE under comparable conditions. These investments were referred to as lifeline investments at the time and had a significant impact on the market. Buffett's capital injection helped these companies regain market confidence and facilitated additional fundraising. As financial markets stabilized, Buffett's investments yielded substantial profits. The Goldman Sachs investment alone generated billions of dollars in profits within a few years, combining preferred stock dividends and warrant exercise gains. Buffett's success was attributed to his calm judgment, often referred to as his steel nerves, and his ample cash reserves. Through these investment actions, Buffett reaffirmed his position as a master of contrarian investing and succeeded in amassing enormous wealth amid the global crisis of the Lehman shock.